Hi, and welcome to Talking Tech. I'm your host, Alejandro Hoyos, and today I have with me Kevin Wasielewski from Origin, Senior Director. Hey Kevin, how's it going?
Very good, how you doing?
Doing well. So today we're going to be talking about a couple of different systems, right? We're going to talk about a new laptop, a new desktop, and a couple of monitors.
Yeah, we have a lot to talk about. So our laptop just recently announced is our new EON17-X. It's actually our highest performing laptop ever in our history. 17% thinner and like 30-something% lighter than our previous generation. It's insane. Of course, it has an Intel i9 processor and an NVIDIA 4090 graphics card. Like more powerful than most people's desktops.
Yes, I mean i9 4990, that's pretty impressive.
Storage up to 64 gigs of RAM, and then storage up to 8 terabytes of hard drive space. It's customizable like all Origin laptops and desktops. The A panel, you can also print whatever design you want on the A panel cover.
Oh no, that's pretty nice. So I think that's the one that you have like back here. Do you want to take a look at it?
Yeah, this is the one we have right here behind me. What do you know? So it's about 7 pounds.
That's fine, yeah.
But for the power of a desktop, that's extremely light and portable. So here we have the UV printing I was talking about. You can print anything you want on here.
That's beautiful.
And this is my favorite beast of a laptop right now.
Nice. So you walk us through the ports that they have in there?
Well, I mean, it has a plethora of ports, multiple Thunderbolt 4 ports. Of course, you have USB, USB-C. You have the power out of the back, so that's nice. You don't have to have cables hanging out of the side. We also have, not pictured here, but we have an EON16-X model, which has vapor chamber cooling. So also Intel processor, up to 4070 graphics card. Yeah.
Oh, nice. And does the monitor, you know about the refresh rate on this guy?
240 hertz.
240 hertz,
yeah.
Nice.
240 hertz 3K or 144 hertz 4K.
Wow.
So options there.
So yeah, like you were saying, it's a desktop on your lap. It's a very powerful. Okay, so now we covered the laptop.
Yep.
How do we talk a little bit about the desktop?
So this desktop is one of our newest desktops as well. It's our most powerful Corsair Vengeance line of desktops. So it has the 5000T chassis. So this chassis is actually curved, has I think 129 LEDs, Capellex LEDs.
Wow.
And then the specs, also a beast. Intel 13900KS processor, 4090 graphics card. You're gonna hear that a lot. Yeah. Intel i9 with 4090, that is the best.
Yeah, that's the top of the line. It doesn't get any better than that.
Yep, elite cooler. 64 gigs of RGB Vengeance memory, and then storage is 2 terabytes.
Wow. So yeah, if you're looking for the top of the line when it comes to desktop processor, like this is the one to go.
Yeah, and the Corsair line of PCs, the Corsair Vengeance, this is the top of the line.
Okay, so we have the laptop, the desktop. So what about the monitor?
So the monitor is also extremely new. We have a lot of new stuff to talk about. So this monitor is our 27-inch OLED display from LG. So it's an LG panel. It's a Corsair monitor. 240 hertz refresh rate, 0.03 millisecond response time, looks beautiful, performs extremely fast.
Yeah, that 0.03 millisecond is very important when it comes to gaming. That response time is great.
Yeah, insanely fast. 27-inch, best screen size for a lot of esports gamers. One of my other favorite features is that, you know, when you're looking at a monitor and you want to like mess with the buttons and do something with your display. So we have a proximity sensor. When you put your hand under the monitor, the display will come up. The on-screen display will come up.
I was just going right away.
So you don't have to where are the buttons? You just put your hand there and the screen comes up.
Wow, that's pretty cool. I'd like to see that. That was neat. All right, so we have all these three, and also I think I heard you talking about the Flex.
Flex monitor. Our 27-inch is brand new. We also have a 45-inch ultra-wide monitor. So that was 240 hertz refresh rate. Also LG display, OLED. And it's the world's first 21:9 bendable OLED gaming monitor. So you can actually grab the sides and bend the monitor. So if you want to play curved, first-person shooter, fully immersed, you can just bend it. And then if you want to go back to work or you want to play like FIFA or something, you put it back flat.
That was a little scary actually grabbing it and just bending it one way or another. Oh no, because you're just a little scared that you're going to break it. But you see this pretty rugged, and you also show us that you don't have any creases in there, and it's like you said,
everybody has the same reaction because when they grab it, they're kind of scared because it's new, it's brand new, nobody's ever done it before. So once you get used to it, it's very easy to bend it, put it back, and it is extremely high performance. OLED, beautiful display. So that's what I have at home.
No. Well, hopefully someday I'll have one of those at home, but it'll be great. So Kevin, I want to say thank you very much for having us over. I know it's been a very busy day, here at the event, and we're very happy to be able to talk about all these new great products that you have here.
Always fun. Thanks for coming by.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.